What's up everybody, it's Megan with Project Freya and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Before we get too far into it, make sure you like this video if you want more face-to-face updates and make sure you subscribe because it's free. The girls always do this. Every time I'm filming a video, they always have to do this. Why do you always yell at me over my YouTube videos? Anyway, I'm sorry that there has been a bit of a gap. Please hold. Go. Sorry about that. They always talk over me. So let's get back into it here. Real quick. I know it's been a while since I filmed an actual video like this with me and the talking. But there was a lot of stuff happening in my personal life. I mean, that was a big part of it, along with the fact that, yes, I did promise you guys to do consistent Twitch journey updates. And there's no excuse not to have done that. My thinking was that I didn't want to put out a bunch of negative content and put that kind of energy out there. But the fact of the matter is, the updates were negative. Number-wise, like looking at the statistics and things, they weren't good. They aren't good. My Twitch channel has lost almost all of its subscribers. The followers have died off. We're not, getting any discoverability. We aren't getting any viewership. About 2 months ago, we were averaging at like 10 people in the stream at any given time. We're down to 3 to 5. That leaves the question, like, what changed? When I first started this whole thing, I did a lot of horror games because I'm very easily spooked, and people just love to watch me get startled, and there's always plenty of that when there's a horror game around. Content did change from a consistency in Rocket League to a bit more variety. So between that and the fact that the people that had originally come for like the jump scares and stuff, they were gone when Rocket League came around, and then the Rocket League people left when I stopped playing that. So we're left in a state of I've chased away all of my viewers because my consistency was not there, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be my main game. So I'm in an interesting place right now. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in my video about 2 months ago, which was the last face-to-face update here, that I was at the time going through withdrawal from my antidepressant/anxiety medications. That's done. I'm totally myself now. It has been a bit of a learning process, learning how to function again as myself. There's a lot of emotions that I have again that were kind of like suppressed on the medication before. A lot of stuff I didn't even realize that I wasn't feeling anymore, which is interesting. But so it's been a lot of learning how to not only feel all the sadness and stuff that comes back, but there was a level of joy and like mania almost that came back that I wasn't expecting, that I hadn't even really noticed was missing. I guess that's how the brain works. Anyway, that was a little bit of a tangent, but I've been relearning myself, and this whole streaming /YouTube this social media, whatever you want to call it, this journey that I've set myself on to be in some sort of, I don't really know what my end goal here is other than to positively impact the lives of others while also finding myself, blah, blah, blah. I'm rambling. So where I'm at in this whole thing now is, now that I'm totally myself, I'm not on the influence of medications anymore that just made me feel content, I guess. Whatever that emotion was. It occurs to me that I really don't know myself very well, and I never really have. So anytime I look up how to grow on social media in any way, it's always almost always the first thing that people suggest is to write down 5 things that you're good at, which I could tell you exactly none. Other than caring about other people, which I don't really think that's a skill, and I don't really think I can do anything with that. So I don't know that I'm good at anything, okay? So the next thing they suggest, in the case where you don't know what you're good at, is to think of things that you really like. I mean, there's a few things that I for sure know that I really like. I mean, I really like plushies and anime figures and anime and my dogs and my husband and stuff like that, but I don't really know what I like to do. It's a really weird situation to be in, not knowing what you're good at or what you like to do. The next part you're supposed to do with that information is take things that you like to do and, evaluate it, like, what of these things do I know enough about that I could teach someone else about it? Or what am I willing to learn more about so that I can make content on it? And I just don't, I don't know. Like, I dabble in a lot of things. I do woodworking, I did my own animations, sorry about that. I was saying, yeah, so I have a lot of, interests that I'm sort of good at, but not, super great at, or that I feel I can make content about, or teach, or anything like that. So it's been a lot of learning about me. One of the things I was learning about is my core value, because, not going to go on a tangent, but I am going to go on a tangent. So I can't really afford a therapist right now. So my friend, who is going to therapy and suffers with the same stuff, just tells me what her therapist tells her, and it's been really helpful. So finding my core value, which turns out growth is my thing. Whether it be emotional, physical, mental, whatever, growth is my value. So I love things that challenge me, and it's so funny because once you find it, through the test, which I'll link the test I took below if you're interested in finding out what your core value is, but finding things that I like to do from there is so easy, because it's like, wow, I should have known from the beginning that this is what I value, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I just didn't know until it was right in front of me. But I do love anything that challenges me as a person. I loved the gym because I know it's hard to believe looking at me now, but I loved going to the gym because it pushed me to do things that made me feel good, but really sucked to go through. And I love streaming because it's like a constant challenge to my anxiety. I used to love working with the public because it was a challenge to my anxiety, but then I just got sick of being treated like garbage. I'm looking at you, Karen. So I'm still trying to figure out how to take steps to improve on growth in my community Discord, which will also be linked in the info box below. Growth section. Right now it's split between mental and physical because spiritual is like a whole nother thing. I started by posting my 16 personalities result. I will also post that link below if you're interested in that. I think it's just another thing that's interesting to see. It's like I don't really know how to explain it, but just being aware of what you are, or things that are, it helps, okay? Just listen to me. It helps because it helps you identify things to work on. It helps identify your strengths and your interests and things like that. But the most important part to me was that it got people talking. It got people to be curious about their own personality and to be curious about their own strengths and weaknesses. I'm not super great with my own self, but I am pretty good at least doing my very best to help others. Another tangent, but it was just really exciting to me to finally get some sort of conversation started around mental health in my channel, whether it was a brief explosion or not. So I'm really not happy with my weight, so I decided to take the leap this morning and post my MyFitnessPal, which, not sponsored, and if you're not familiar with it, it's a app where you can put what you eat in a day, and it helps you set your calorie goals. It's things like that, but essentially it's for keeping, it's a calorie counter for me. So I put in my results from yesterday, which you can see I didn't eat super well, but I still held myself accountable and posted it in my community. It didn't really spark up a conversation, but it's there, and it makes me feel like I'm accountable because they can see it whether they commented on it or not. So while my numbers and things, my overall Twitch and social media numbers are on the steady decline and growth has stopped, as far as my channels, I as a person have still continued to grow, and I will continue to grow. If you want to stick around with me on this journey, I really do encourage you to subscribe on YouTube. It's free here. Follow me on Twitch. I'll include the links to all my socials as normal in the description below. Sorry this was kind of a cluster. I really just kind of gave myself general notes and then spoke my mind. It's been too long since we sat here to do this. Let's do it again soon. I'll see you in the next one.